You almost scrolled past this moment. Your mind murmured, just another video, but something deeper made you stop. That pause wasn't random. It was the quiet language of your quantum field recognizing a signal. The stillness between movement was not hesitation. It was resonance calling you back. That brief instant of awareness was your consciousness detecting a vibration it already knew, a frequency echoing across lifetimes of inquiry. Everything you've read, every practice you've tried, every night you sat wondering if the universe hears you, each was rehearsal for this recognition. You are not arriving here by chance. You are synchronizing with a message your system has been preparing to decode. What you're about to receive isn't motivation, it's transmission. The missing principle that makes every scattered fragment of spiritual practice finally converge. Miss it, and you miss not just an idea, but the shift itself, the rearrangement of how reality mirrors you. You see, when your logical mind says move on, yet your body stays still, it's because awareness has recognized its own reflection. That pause was intelligence, not the kind that reasons, but the kind that listens. The universe speaks in the language of resonance, not persuasion. Feel it, that subtle current beneath your skin, the quiet anticipation humming through your chest. That is coherence beginning to form. Before your thoughts can interpret it, your field is already responding. Every success you've had, every disappointment you've carried, none of it was mistake. It was feedback, calibration, the cosmos teaching you its grammar. Each effortless moment of alignment showed you resonance. Each struggle revealed dissonance. You were never failing. You were learning the syntax of creation. Life has been mirroring your own frequency so precisely that the smallest inner shift rewrote the script around you. Consider that mirror again. When the surface clears, reflection appears. When disturbed, the image fractures. Reality behaves the same way. When you're coherent, life flows. When conflicted, it splinters into noise. That pattern isn't moral, it's mechanical. A truth translated through consciousness. Now, as these words reach you, notice which state you occupy. Are you the analyzer or the observer, the efforting mind or the still awareness behind it? Don't force an answer, just sense it. Because recognition alone begins the rearrangement. The mirror still shimmers from the last reflection, and from that recognition, that awareness of being seen by the field itself, another revelation begins to unfold. The universe has never been silent. It's been speaking to you through contrast, rhythm, and repetition, using the language of feedback. You've called it coincidence, fate, karma, even luck. But what if it's none of those? What if reality is not a storyteller, but a precise instrument, showing you again and again the vibration you are emitting? Every failure, every delay, every surge of flow was not judgment, but measurement. When a musician tunes an instrument, dissonance isn't punishment, it's guidance. The sour note says, adjust here. The same applies to you. When something feels blocked, heavy, or endlessly repeating, that's the quantum field giving you a diagnostic tone. It's feedback, not rejection. It's reality saying this note doesn't yet match the symphony you're asking to play. Think of your experiences as waveforms overlapping. When thoughts, emotions, and intentions share frequency, they amplify each other. That's coherence, your song, in perfect resonance. But when they contradict, when part of you hopes while another part doubts, their waves collide and cancel. What you call nothing happening is simply interference. It's physics made emotional. This feedback cycle is not external, it is intimate. You are both the emitter and the receiver. The world is not sending random signals, it's mirroring your calibration in exquisite detail. The traffic jam, the unexpected call, the timing that feels too strange to be random, each is feedback in motion. But here's the subtlety: most missed feedback isn't only found in obstacles, it's also in ease. When life opens like a clear current, when synchronicities align so perfectly that the odds seem impossible. That's not luck. It's data, the universe confirming coherence, the field saying yes. This frequency matches the pattern. So why do we often ignore it? Because the mind craves control more than understanding. It wants to fix outcomes instead of reading signals. It asks, why is this happening to me, instead of what is this showing me about my state? Yet the field never stops responding. It simply mirrors whichever question you ask. You may notice when frustration arises, your body tightens, breath shortens. The field reflects that contraction back as more resistance. The instant you exhale and soften, circumstances begin to rearrange. The feedback loop is immediate because the universe doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your vibration. Imagine standing before a vast mirror that doesn't reflect your face but your frequency. When your internal dialogue shifts from complaint to clarity, the reflection sharpens. When you return to gratitude, even briefly, the mirror brightens. It's not mystical, it's mechanical. The feedback doesn't lie, and yet, this precision can feel ruthless because it's honest. It shows you exactly where your signal is divided. The field doesn't interpret emotion as good or bad. It simply amplifies whatever is coherent within it. That's why resistance feels so real. You're feeling the echo of your own contradiction. But here lies the secret mercy of feedback. It never condemns, only corrects. Every delay hides alignment forming beneath it. Every silence conceals a deeper adjustment underway. The question isn't whether the universe supports you, it's whether you can decode the support that arrives disguised as disruption. You've been taught to call contrast failure. In truth, it's refinement. When a wave collides and cancels, it pauses for a moment. Think of a time when something didn't work, only to later reveal perfect timing. That hindsight clarity, that moment you say, it had to happen that way, is feedback realized too late. What if you could feel that in real time? What if frustration itself became the bell that says, adjust frequency now? That's the practice, to translate emotion into information, to stop labeling experience as good or bad, and start hearing it as signal or interference. The universe isn't grading you, it's tuning you. So, as the field mirrors you with such surgical precision, the invitation becomes clear. Stop fighting the feedback. Listen to it. It's your own consciousness echoing through form, calling you into alignment with itself. From that awareness of feedback, a mirror that never lies, arises a deeper inquiry. Who is it that's being reflected? Who sends the signal and who receives it? The answer hides in the dance between your two fundamental quantum states, the particle and the wave. You live in both, though rarely notice the shift. In one, you are the individual, the doer, the planner, the one striving to make reality bend. In the other, you dissolve into presence itself, the field breathing through you, arranging outcomes without strain. The paradox is that you're always both. Yet your experience depends entirely on which one you're identified with in the moment. Consider the particle state first. It's the world of effort, of deadlines, of strategy. Here, consciousness contracts into form. You wake, remember your name, recall your tasks, and start moving matter around. There's structure here, cause and effect, progress measured in visible increments. You build, you push, you achieve. And yet every gain costs energy, because in this mode, everything you do draws from a finite supply. Then, without warning, you shift, perhaps through silence or awe or exhaustion. The boundaries blur, the mind quiets. Suddenly, ideas seem to arrive fully formed. Solutions appear without effort. Synchronicities align like choreography. That's the wave state, the infinite field doing through you. There is no strain, no urgency, only an elegant unfolding that seems to think and move for itself. You've tasted it before, those hours when time dissolves, when inspiration feels electric and alive, when everything flows. You may have called it luck, creativity, or grace, but what you were touching was your natural coherence. In that moment, you were not separate from the current, you were the current. Yet confusion arises when you mistake one state for the other. You try to use particle methods in wave reality, forcing what was meant to be allowed, or apply wave passivity where particle precision is needed. The result feels like chaos, but it's only a mismatch of mechanisms. The mastery lies in knowing which mode you're in and acting accordingly. When you're in particle state, grounded action builds momentum. The field responds to structure because consciousness has localized. It's speaking through form. But when you're in wave state, effort collapses the coherence. Trying disturbs the harmony that was already aligning. The more you force, the more resistance you generate. The shift between these states is subtle, so subtle it often goes unnoticed. A thought of worry, a spark of doubt, and the wave collapses back into the particle. A breath of presence, a release of control, and the particle dissolves into the wave. You've been oscillating between the two for years, calling the fluctuation success and failure, when it was simply a change of frequency. Here's the key: both states are sacred. Without particle form, nothing manifests. Without wave awareness, nothing sustains. The art of creation isn't choosing one over the other, it's recognizing which one you're inhabiting and harmonizing with its rhythm. When you sense contraction, tightness, hurry, overthinking, you're likely in particle mode. That's your cue to slow down, simplify, anchor your energy in tangible action. When you sense expansion, clarity, synchronicity, gentle momentum, you're in wave mode. That's the time to trust the unfolding, to allow reality to organize itself. You are both the surfer and the ocean. The surfer acts, the ocean moves. You alternate endlessly, learning to balance on the edge of consciousness. Mastery begins the moment you stop demanding permanence from either state and begin listening to their conversation instead. Because that's what it is, a dialogue between effort and ease, between focus and surrender. The universe speaks fluently in both dialects. Your task is simply to know which language is being spoken through you right now. And when you do, when awareness catches the oscillation in real time, resistance ends. You stop drowning in motion and begin gliding with the current. The field was never withholding alignment. It was waiting for you to notice how it breathes through two states at once, the doer and the being, the particle and the wave. And from that realization that you are both wave and particle comes a new challenge. How do you know which state you're in? Because mastery doesn't come from theory, but from recognition. The field speaks, yes, but it doesn't use language. It uses signals. And there are 5 of them, 5 mirrors through which consciousness reveals your current mode of being. The first signal is effort without movement. You know this one well. The endless doing, pushing, adjusting, yet nothing seems to shift. It feels like running on a treadmill, so much exertion, no forward motion. That's particle mode overreaching, trying to force coherence through effort. The universe, through this signal, is whispering, stop pushing. The pattern you're trying to control requires wave energy, not muscle. It's not punishment, it's precision. Every wall you hit is alignment data. Then comes the second signal, synchronicity without substance. Everything feels alive. Numbers repeat, songs answer thoughts. Strangers echo your inner world. You feel high on connection, but nothing tangible lands. That's wave state, unanchored energy swirling in potential, waiting for form. The signal here says ground it, act. Bring your coherence into matter. Without the particle, the wave never collapses into creation. The third signal is the most bittersweet spiritual highs that fade. You meditate, dissolve into peace, touch infinity, and then wake up the next day and feel ordinary again. You think you've lost the magic, but you haven't. You've simply shifted states. Consciousness inhales into expansion and exhales into contraction. Both are necessary. The fading is not regression, it's integration. If you stop chasing the high, awakening becomes stable presence. The fourth signal is exhaustion without reason. Your body feels drained, heavy, even after rest. This is particle resistance. Somewhere inside, you're wrestling with what is wanting reality to be different. That internal contradiction splits your energy. The field mirrors that fragmentation as fatigue. The cure isn't caffeine or escape, it's surrender. The moment you stop fighting the current, vitality floods back. Because coherence doesn't leak energy, it recycles it. And finally, the fifth signal, manifestations that arrive but don't stay. You attract the opportunity, the relationship, the breakthrough, and then it slips away. That's creation through force rather than harmony. Particle intention can manifest, but if it's not coherent, it dissolves as quickly as it forms. The field echoes your vibration, not your wish. When you align fully, what appears endures, because it's built from resonance, not resistance. 5 signals, 5 ways the universe keeps you calibrated. None of them are mistakes. Each is feedback revealing whether your consciousness is flowing or fracturing. The more you listen, the less you struggle. Because the signals aren't here to test you, they're here to teach you the rhythm of reality. You've felt them your entire life, haven't you? Those moments when everything clicked for no reason, and others where the air itself felt heavy. You may have thought the contrast was random, but it was data, your personal instruction manual written in sensation. Let's translate it more simply. Coherence feels open, alive, electric, as if time stretches to meet you. Decoherence feels dense, anxious, delayed, like wading through fog. The difference isn't in the world, it's in your state. And that state changes everything. Because reality is a responsive mirror, not a static wall. You don't need to memorize these 5 signals. You already feel them. Every cell in your body is a sensor designed to detect coherence. The mind just learned to override the reading, insisting logic knows better, but logic reads results. Awareness reads resonance. So next time you hit resistance, pause. Don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what state am I in right now? That question alone begins to rewire perception, because once you identify the state, the signal changes. Awareness itself is the correction. These 5 mirrors are not tests. They're invitations. Each one says, adjust your tone, not your worth. When you understand their rhythm, you stop chasing alignment and begin hearing it. And once you can read those signals clearly, a new threshold emerges, the edge where effort dissolves into surrender, and control finally yields to coherence. That edge, the thin line between trying and surrendering, is where most seekers break. It's the cliff you've stood on countless times, staring at the vision you long for, feeling it so close you could almost touch it, yet some invisible wall holds you back. That is the frontier of coherence. It's not failure, it's the moment before alignment takes over. You reach that threshold through exhaustion, the fatigue not of the body, but of the will. You've done everything right, the affirmations, the visualizations, the faith, the grind, and yet the door doesn't open. You push harder, your frequency strains, and the field reflects that strain perfectly. Then, finally, something cracks, not in defeat, but in release. You exhale the need to control, and reality exhales with you. The noise softens, the wall disappears, and you feel yourself float into stillness. That is the soft click of coherence engaging. The collapse of effort is not collapse at all, it's conversion. The energy once trapped in resistance returns to flow. The particle relaxes and the wave resumes its motion. Everything that once demanded force begins to organize on its own. The phone call arrives, the timing clicks, the conversation resolves. It feels miraculous, but it's not magic. It's physics rediscovered by awareness. I've stood at that edge too. I once drove myself past reason, believing the next practice, the next ritual, would finally unlock the flow. I tried to manage the universe like an equation, and it nearly broke me. Only when I stopped, not out of failure, but recognition, did the current rush back. Within days, what seemed immovable began to move. Health improved, finances rearranged, relationships clarified. It was as if life had been waiting for me to stop interfering so it could breathe again. Trying is the language of separation. Allowing is the language of unity. One contracts reality into a narrow frequency. The other expands it into limitless possibility. You don't stop caring when you surrender. You stop constricting around what you care about. Imagine pressing your hand against a glass wall. You can see what you want, feel its nearness, but your own pressure keeps the barrier solid. The instant you release, the wall ceases to exist. The field wasn't denying you. Your effort was defining the boundary. The paradox is that surrender cannot be faked. You can't try to let go because trying is resistance in disguise. The release happens when the nervous system realizes it's safe without control. That's why breath is so powerful. It signals safety to the field. Every exhale is a miniature surrender, a rehearsal for the greater one. Right now, take that breath. Feel it. Notice how the inhale gathers and the exhale releases. That's the quantum rhythm: expansion and collapse, wave and particle, will and allowance. The universe breathes through that pattern endlessly. When you align your life with that rhythm, you stop struggling and start synchronizing. Many people confuse surrender with passivity. They think letting go means doing nothing. But the opposite is true. When effort dissolves, inspired action emerges. The energy that was spent fighting reality becomes the force that creates within it. The current carries you not as a passenger, but as the wave itself. The beauty of the edge is that it's repeatable. Every moment of tension, every flicker of control is another invitation to let go. Each surrender deepens coherence. Each release amplifies power. Eventually, you stop falling off the edge and begin walking it, balancing effort and ease as one movement. It's subtle. Sometimes it feels like stillness, sometimes like precision. But you know when you're there because everything around you begins to respond instantly. Timing aligns, words land, the impossible becomes ordinary. The field has always been waiting for your cooperation, not your struggle. So if you feel you're reaching your limit, good. You're standing at the frontier. Let the structure you built with effort dissolve into flow. Let the universe move again through you. The edge isn't an ending, it's the invitation into mastery. From that surrender, the pattern becomes visible. What once felt mystical begins to reveal itself as structure beautiful, precise, mathematical in its grace. Coherence isn't an accident, it's alignment expressed through physics. It's the moment when every inner current moves in the same direction, when thought, emotion, and action stop contradicting each other and become one vibration. You've tasted coherence before. Those moments when your words matched your intent, when your heart and logic finally agreed. You felt it as relief, as if the universe exhaled through you. That sensation wasn't emotional, it was energetic. The frequencies within you stopped colliding. An energy that once scattered suddenly amplified. Coherence is amplification through agreement. Decoherence is dissipation through conflict. It's that simple. When your internal waves harmonize, they form constructive interference, a resonance pattern that magnifies power. When they clash, they cancel, leaving you drained and confused. The universe mirrors that immediately, not as punishment, but precision. Picture a choir. When every singer holds pitch, their sound fills the hall effortlessly. Add one voice off key, and the harmony collapses. The same happens inside you. One contradictory thought, one hidden doubt creates static in the field. Your mind may insist on belief, but the body reveals the truth. You can feel it, the tightening in the chest, the subtle recoil in the gut. That tension is decoherence announcing itself. To restore coherence, you don't need to add more energy. You need to stop scattering the energy you already have. Every time you tell yourself one story but feel another, the field receives mixed instructions. Every time you chase a goal out of fear rather than alignment, your signal splits. The quantum field cannot echo confusion. It requires clarity. But clarity doesn't mean certainty. It means unity. It means allowing every part of you, mind, body, intuition, to say the same yes. When they do, the field obeys instantly because it's no longer receiving interference. Coherence feels unmistakable. The air changes, time stretches. People feel drawn to you without knowing why. You speak truth, and the room quiets. You move with an invisible rhythm that reality seems eager to follow. It isn't arrogance, it's attunement. The universe isn't favoring you, it's matching you. This alignment isn't something you achieve once and keep forever, it's a living rhythm. Every thought, every breath, every choice adjusts your signal slightly. Coherence is maintained, not possessed. And the maintenance isn't labor, it's listening. When contradiction arises, the correction is awareness. The moment you notice you're out of tune, you're already retuning. Think of a laser. It's just light, ordinary photons moving in extraordinary synchronization. When every wavelength aligns, its power multiplies, cutting through steel. Your consciousness works the same way. Scattered, it illuminates softly. Coherent, it transforms reality. The field doesn't respond to how hard you focus. It responds to how purely you resonate. Intensity without harmony produces noise. Stillness with unity produces power. That's why masters across disciplines speak of effortless action. It isn't mystical passivity, it's physics. They've learned to stop generating static. Even science echoes this truth. When systems synchronize, they enter a state called entrainment, a collective rhythm that minimizes resistance. Heart cells, pendulums, fireflies, they all begin to pulse together. Your consciousness is no different. The moment one part of you aligns, others follow. The more coherence you allow, the less effort you need. And here's the quiet beauty: coherence is contagious. Your field affects others just by existing in order. Chaos doesn't need confrontation, it needs resonance. When you stand in coherence, distortion around you starts to reorganize. The energy of truth doesn't argue, it recalibrates. This is the secret behind presence, the reason some people calm a room without words, why clarity feels magnetic. It's not charisma, it's physics. So, if coherence is alignment and alignment is power, then the path forward isn't about doing more, it's about contradicting less. Each moment of truth, each act of integrity, each breath of stillness clears interference from the signal you send. And once you live that way, coherence as default, not destination, you begin to see the other side of the same equation: decoherence, the hidden saboteur, waiting in the cracks of contradiction. And here's where the shadow enters the other side of coherence, the silent thief that unravels alignment before you even notice decoherence. It doesn't arrive with drama. It seeps in quietly, disguised as logic, as caution, as self-protection. It's the inner cross-current that splits your signal in two. You've felt it. The moment you affirm abundance but secretly brace for loss. When you speak faith yet carry quiet doubt in your chest. When you plan from vision but execute from fear. These aren't moral errors, they're frequency fractures. Every opposing impulse creates micro-collisions in your field, canceling the very wave you were sending. The universe isn't ignoring you, it's receiving mixed commands. Imagine shouting two different notes into a canyon. The echoes collide, creating noise, not music. That's what happens when thought and emotion argue. You tell the field, "I'm ready," but somewhere inside another voice whispers, "I'm not." The result is static, confusion, delay. Decoherence thrives in hidden contradiction. It's subtle because it often wears the mask of rationality. You justify it. "I'm just being realistic. I'm protecting myself." But realism, when born from fear, is simply disbelief disguised as wisdom. The field doesn't read your words. It reads the emotion beneath them. If the vibration carries tension, the reflection will too. The cure isn't to fight decoherence, it's to reveal it. Contradictions lose power when exposed to awareness. That's why silence is essential, not the silence of suppression, but of listening. When you pause and simply watch your inner dialogue, you begin to hear the split tones. You notice the subtle flinch in your body when you speak certain desires. You catch the breath that holds instead of flows. These are your diagnostics. Awareness itself begins the repair, because coherence isn't something you add, it's what remains when you stop scattering. It's the baseline frequency underneath the noise. Each time you align words with truth, each time you admit what you really feel, the static fades, the signal clears. The universe doesn't need you to be perfect, just congruent. There's a paradox here. Many think that to stay coherent, one must always feel calm or positive. But coherence isn't about emotional tone, it's about honesty. Rage can be coherent if it's true and clean. Politeness can be decoherent if it's forced. The field mirrors authenticity, not performance. That's why pretending to be high vibe while hiding pain creates more resistance. The energy you suppress doesn't disappear, it vibrates beneath your affirmations, interfering with them. Truth liberates that trapped frequency. The moment you stop pretending, the vibration reintegrates and your field strengthens. Decoherence also loves fragmentation, the scattering of attention across timelines that don't exist yet. Worry is future static. Regret is past distortion. Every time you dwell anywhere but now, your energy divides. Presence reclaims it. That's why awareness feels like peace, not because problems vanish, but because divided energy returns home. You can feel coherence returning the instant contradiction dissolves. Shoulders drop, breath deepens, colors sharpen. Reality feels more responsive because your broadcast is finally unified. One clear signal transforms faster than 1,000 scattered ones. But here's the deeper secret: sometimes decoherence is purposeful. It surfaces when you're expanding, not failing. The system reveals its contradictions so they can be integrated. The discomfort isn't regression, it's refinement. The friction you feel is evolution, aligning frequencies that once lived apart. So don't rush to escape it, listen to it. Each fragment contains information. Each tension is a map back to truth. Ask gently, what part of me doesn't agree with what I'm claiming? Then wait. The answer may come as sensation, image, or silence. Whatever arises is the doorway to restoration. Because when contradiction is seen without judgment, it collapses. The wave stabilizes. You return to coherence, not through effort, but through recognition. And as the static clears, something remarkable happens. Silence becomes audible, not empty, but alive. It's there that the real recalibration occurs, the point where the field listens back. Out of that static, silence emerges not as absence, but as intelligence. It isn't the hush of nothingness, it's the living pause between frequencies where coherence repairs itself. Once you've faced your own contradictions, the field invites you to stop speaking entirely, because words vibrate slower than truth. Silence is the tuning fork of reality. It resets your signal to its natural pitch. In the quiet, awareness listens to itself. You begin to feel the architecture of your own energy, how thought creates texture, how emotion shapes form. The mind calls it doing nothing, but the field calls it recalibration. You've experienced it before, that breath after surrender. When time loosens and the edges of your identity soften, the world doesn't vanish, it aligns. Sounds seem clearer, motion slower, colors more precise. That's coherence reorganizing your perception. Nothing external changed your receiver, simply stopped generating interference. In this stillness, you begin to notice the difference between silence and suppression. Suppression is heavy, it hides. Silence is luminous, it reveals. One closes the field, the other opens it. True stillness isn't withdrawal from the world, it's the end of resistance to it. You stop demanding, explaining, defending. The energy you once spent holding an image of yourself begins to circulate freely again. In that moment, the field speaks not in sentences, but in sensation. You may feel warmth in the chest, a pulse in the hands, a sudden clarity about something that seemed complex. That's the conversation reestablished. The universe never stopped communicating, you were just speaking over it. This is why every authentic tradition praises silence, not because sound is wrong, but because silence is the only medium subtle enough to transmit coherence. You can't hear harmony while tuning, you must pause between notes. The still point is where the wave and the particle overlap, the meeting of motion and rest, will and surrender. Here's a paradox: silence often follows chaos. After emotional storms, after the noise of trying, the body naturally seeks equilibrium. Many mistake that lull for emptiness, but it's gestation. The field is reformatting your energy, preparing new coherence. It feels like nothing is happening, yet everything is rearranging beneath perception. And if you resist even that, if you rush to fill the void with distraction, the recalibration halts. The wave needs that pause to reset amplitude. Just as music depends on rests, creation depends on stillness. You are being composed anew, and silence is the measure between movements. Stay there long enough, and awareness begins to widen. You sense the rhythm beneath events, the intelligence weaving synchronicities without your interference. You start to realize that silence isn't the opposite of action, it's its source. From the still point, decisions arise already harmonized. Effort becomes precision. Movement flows from peace, not pressure. The ancients called this listening communion. The physicist might call it resonant phase. You could call it homecoming. In this state, perception stabilizes, fear quiets. Not because you suppress it, but because the frequency of fear can't survive sustained coherence. Notice how your body feels as you read these words. The mind may analyze, but the field responds directly. Shoulders loosen, breath deepens, awareness expands. That's recalibration happening in real time. You begin to understand that silence isn't fragile, it's foundational. It's the invisible scaffolding that holds every experience in balance. When you inhabit it, you stop chasing meaning and begin radiating it. Others feel it before they understand it. They respond to the clarity without knowing why. That's how coherence communicates silently, unmistakably. And when you can live from that quiet center even amidst noise, the feedback from reality changes. Circumstances stop testing you, they start harmonizing with you. The world doesn't fall silent, it starts to sing in tune. Silence isn't the end of communication, it's the beginning of understanding. And from that understanding, coherence begins to stabilize, not as a fleeting state, but as your baseline rhythm of existence. From that silence, life resumes only now. It moves differently. There's no strain in its motion, no urgency in its unfolding. Everything you do begins to feel as if it's being done through you rather than by you. This is living from coherence, where existence itself becomes an act of alignment. You'll notice the first signs in subtle ways. Conversations no longer drain you, they clarify you. Choices that once felt heavy now appear obvious. The right words arrive without rehearsal. The right timing unfolds without planning. It isn't luck. It's resonance operating in plain sight. The field is no longer something you visit through meditation. It's the atmosphere you breathe. Living from coherence isn't about floating through life detached from responsibility. It's about precision, doing exactly what's required. No more, no less, because in coherence, action becomes surgical, guided by clarity instead of compulsion. Every movement carries more effect with less effort. The same way a single tuning fork can set a piano string vibrating, your frequency begins to orchestrate events around you. You start to understand why mystics spoke of effortless action. It's not that they avoided labor, it's that they eliminated resistance. Coherence is not laziness, it's economy. When nothing contradicts itself, all energy flows to its purpose. The universe doesn't reward struggle, it amplifies order. Here's what changes next: your perception of time. When incoherent, time feels scarce, there's never enough. But in coherence, time behaves like water. It bends around intention, expands when needed, compresses when not. The moments that matter stretch, and urgency dissolves into rhythm. You find yourself arriving exactly when you're meant to, even when logic says you're late. Relationships also begin to recalibrate. Some people drift away, not out of conflict, but out of mismatch. Others arrive, drawn to the calm precision of your field. Coherence communicates more than words, it transmits safety. People relax around you, not because you perform serenity, but because your energy doesn't demand anything from them. You become, quite literally, an environment where alignment feels possible. Living this way also changes how you measure progress. You stop asking, "Is this working?" and start noticing, "Does this feel true?" Success is no longer a finish line, it's a frequency. You begin to judge the quality of a day not by outcomes, but by coherence. Did my actions match my truth? Did I move from clarity or from fear? Even work transforms. Tasks that once felt meaningless gain purpose when performed in alignment. You realize coherence is contagious. It enters the systems you touch. A project infused with presence carries more weight than 100 done in haste. The results seem almost disproportionate, yet they're entirely predictable. Coherence multiplies power. Chaos divides it. The real miracle, though, is how suffering loses its grip. Pain doesn't vanish, it reorganizes into information. Every emotion becomes feedback again, an invitation to recenter. You start using discomfort as compass instead of enemy. Even confusion becomes valuable, because you know it signals the next layer of alignment forming. At this level, manifestation shifts from an act of will to a natural consequence of being. You no longer try to create reality, you emanate it. Your desires align themselves with truth before they even reach your lips. Goals become unnecessary intermediaries. You think less about what you want and more about what wants to happen through you. And here's the quiet revelation: coherence doesn't make you special, it makes you transparent. The field flows through you without distortion. You stop identifying as the creator and start recognizing yourself as creation in motion. Life lives you. It sounds poetic, but it's practical. Less resistance means less wasted energy. More clarity means fewer detours. Living from coherence is the ultimate efficiency, a partnership with the intelligence that built galaxies. You become the proof that physics and spirit have never been separate, only spoken in different dialects. And as coherence stabilizes in you, something vast begins to stir beyond you, the collective field, waiting for resonance strong enough to ripple through the whole. As coherence stabilizes within you, the realization deepens. It was never only about you. Every pulse of harmony you generate ripples through the lattice of human consciousness. What you heal in yourself becomes resonance data for the collective field, subtly rewriting the architecture of reality for all. You may think your presence too small to matter, but energy doesn't measure size, it measures clarity. One coherent tone can tune an entire orchestra. Each time you breathe in awareness instead of fear. Each time you respond from truth rather than reaction, that vibration travels outward, seeking match in the hearts of others. It's invisible activism, the evolution of consciousness, not through ideology, but frequency. Look closely at the world. The unrest, the polarity, the noise. It's not collapse, it's recalibration. Humanity is undergoing the same process you've lived internally. The collective field is shedding its decoherence, surfacing contradiction so it can be seen and healed. Every argument, every division is a feedback loop demanding coherence at scale. The tension you feel globally is the same friction that once lived in you personally. It's the particle learning to become wave. When you hold your center amid that noise, you anchor stillness into the grid. You become a stabilizer in the field, a quiet reference point that others unconsciously attune to. Coherence doesn't shout, it hums. It requires no campaign, no persuasion. Presence itself becomes instruction. People around you begin to breathe easier, to speak slower, to feel safer. They don't know why, they just sense something organizing within them. That's resonance at work. This is how awakening spreads, not through evangelism, but entrainment. One aligned frequency reorders countless scattered ones, simply by existing. You've seen this in music. When one instrument finds perfect pitch, the rest of the band instinctively adjusts. Consciousness behaves the same way. The more coherent beings arise, the faster humanity's rhythm synchronizes. The collective shift won't arrive as spectacle. It will come quietly, through moments of mutual recognition, strangers meeting eyes and remembering they share the same field, communities organizing around empathy instead of ideology, creativity rising where cynicism once stood. The quantum revolution of consciousness will feel like a softening, a global exhale after centuries of contraction. And yet, this isn't utopia. Coherence doesn't erase contrast. It brings clarity to it. Darkness doesn't disappear, it integrates. You stop seeing enemies and start seeing echoes, distortions of the same light searching for harmony. Judgment gives way to understanding, competition to coordination. The illusion of separateness begins to dissolve, not as philosophy, but as felt physics. Imagine the Earth as one vast frequency band. Every mind, every heart, every act of awareness adds tone to the symphony. Most tones clash, but when a few align perfectly, the resonance spreads. Weather patterns, economies, even ecosystems subtly respond to the collective vibration. Coherence is not only personal, it's planetary. And the most powerful transmission isn't action, it's embodiment. Living coherence, not preaching it. Walking through chaos without absorbing it. Speaking truth without aggression. Offering presence without condition. That's how reality reorganizes from the inside out. The day will come, and perhaps it's already here when enough of us hold that vibration steadily, and the collective field crosses its own threshold, a quantum leap. The same way one electron's spin shift can influence another across distance. One heart in deep coherence can spark recognition across continents. The grid awakens, not all at once, but in waves, each pulse carrying the memory of unity. And when that happens, the noise we once called chaos will resolve into rhythm. Humanity will remember what you are remembering now, that consciousness was never divided, only dreaming itself apart. Every act of alignment you choose is a signal sent into that dream, guiding others home. The revolution is already in motion. It doesn't march, it resonates. It doesn't demand, it harmonizes. And you, simply by being coherent, are part of that invisible symphony, rewriting reality into order. And now the music softens. The waves that once roared in revelation draw back into quiet rhythm. What began as theory has become breath coherence, not as a concept, but as the pulse beneath your ribs. You can feel it, can't you? The silence between heartbeats has its own melody now. Everything we've uncovered, the feedback, the two states, the 5 signals, the surrender, the alignment, all of it circles back to this awareness, listening to itself. The universe was never outside of you. It was a mirror learning your reflection in real time. When you soften, it softens. When you trust, it rearranges. When you breathe, it breathes with you. You no longer have to chase the feeling of connection. You are the connection. The mind may still search for proof, but coherence needs none. It verifies itself through peace, through the way small things suddenly fit a phrase overheard, a coincidence arriving just when needed, the way your own voice sounds calmer when you speak truth. This is where mastery begins, not in control, but in participation. You don't command the field, you collaborate with it. You don't manifest to escape reality, you align to reveal it. Every breath is an agreement, every still moment a signature on the contract of creation. Let this awareness settle into the ordinary. Let it follow you into morning routines, conversations, small decisions. Coherence doesn't end when the video fades. It begins there. The test isn't whether you can feel divine in meditation, it's whether you can remember that divinity while washing dishes, answering emails, walking beneath streetlights. If you forget, you will gently return. The field never punishes, it waits. It knows your rhythm now, your signal, and each time you realign, the universe remembers itself a little more through you. So take this breath as the final bridge between knowing and being. Feel how it carries the entire journey in one motion, expansion and collapse. Particle and wave, effort and grace. You are no longer the seeker. You are the field, aware of its own music. The transmission is complete, but the resonance continues.